All right, guys. So today on Sunday, the 5th of November, we had the two games to go through. We had Chicago Blackhawks hosting the New Jersey Devils and the Anaheim Ducks hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. So we'll jump straight into the Chicago v Devils game, given that was the first game of the day. Taylor Hall gets us off to a quick start, really, at a minute 51 into the first, scoring thanks to an assist from Johnson and Cassar. I don't know if I said that one correctly, but yeah,
You
quick
didn't,
out the
that's fine.
gates from Chicago. Yeah, I didn't think I did, but yeah, quick out the gate from Chicago. They were actually pretty heavily dominant in the first 10 minutes. They had majority of the play until 11:28 when Connor Murphy gets done for interference against Tyler Toffoli, and that penalty ultimately led to a power play goal from Dawson Mercer at 13:07. Pretty nifty move from Dawson Mercer. He just sort of caught Soderblom, guess, napping a little bit. He was hugging the post a little too tight and left a massive gaping hole in the net, and Mercer buries it. That was thanks to Haller and Hamilton with the assists on that. And then a couple of minutes later, or not even a couple of minutes later, Willman gets his first goal as a New Jersey Devil in his debut game at 14:41, unassisted because it was just an absolute steal. Chicago mishandled the puck in their zone, and Willman just jumps on it and heads on down and beats Soderblom. Yeah, absolutely nifty goal from Willman there. And then on to the second, not too much happens there. Connor Murphy gets done for cross-checking against Max Willman. It ultimately doesn't lead to a goal. Devils had a couple of chances, just didn't bury them. And then at 16:22, New Jersey Devils get done for too many men on the ice, which was pretty tragic by them, considering they were on a reasonable attacking play when it happened. But ultimately, it's served by Timo Meyer, and the Devils are able to kill that off. And then we head on into the third, where Mackenzie gets called for holding against Timo Meyer a minute 31 in. Again, Chicago are able to hold the Devils off. But a few minutes later, at 4:35, Curtis Lazar will score to make it 3-1, thanks to ultimately what was just a brilliant play by Marino. He almost scores himself, driving the net, and then he comes back around, has another shot at the net, and Curtis Lazar just gets a simple tap in. So yeah, good effort there by Marino and a good cleanup by Lazar. And then 11:46, Tyler Toffoli gets called for hooking against Seth Jones. Again, the Devils are able to kill this off, and ultimately, Devils are dominating play at this point. It looks like they're going to cruise on to a pretty easy victory at this point. However, mishandle by the Devils in behind their net leads to a great chance by Ryan Donato, which was ultimately saved by Vanacek, but the follow-up by Donato, just that gritty effort from him in front, and he finally buries it to make it a 3-2 game, and all of a sudden it's game on, and New Jersey's buttholes are a little bit clenched. The Devils will score a empty net goal with about 2 minutes to go, courtesy of Tyler Toffoli, but ultimately it was called back due to him being offside. And then Michael McLeod will ultimately finish the game off in 19:59, literally 0.8 seconds left on the board, as he puts it in the empty net to just make light work and give himself an extra goal in the year. The 3 stars of the game go to Curtis Lazar, Willman, and Vitek Vanacek. I was a little bit surprised. I thought Vitek Vanacek would have been the first star for the game. I thought he performed extremely well, especially with his out-of-the-world save at a minute 13 to go in the first that literally robbed Tyler Johnson of an open net. But honestly, both goaltenders in this game were pretty strong. Soderblom had a couple of mistakes which did lead to goals, but ultimately he had a fantastic performance as well. What are your thoughts on this, Jayden?
Oh yeah, for an injury-plagued New Jersey, they get it against a team that's probably at the lower ends of it all. So they get the 2 points, and look, Chicago gave it to them, and that's what you want from a Chicago. So honestly, both good from both sides. Probably what you're expecting as well. So it's yeah. Honestly, don't have any more to add on that. It's just another 2 points for Devils. Another learning lesson for Chicago, and obviously like we can see in the notes there, like no Bedard versus Hughes situation going on in this game, or even Heisha, if you wanted to throw him in there as well. And Taylor Hall scores against one of his old clubs, and yeah, not too much more on that. Obviously, you already covered it. Vanacek and Soderblom. I think they had both had amazing games, and I think it's one of those things with the 3 stars of the game. They don't get credited enough. Goalies, you can have an amazing game, but you don't get recognized for it because someone just scores one goal. So that I just think goalies need a little bit more credit where credit is due.
Yeah, not to mention 3 stars of the games are generally picked by which I think this is weird because it's a Chicago Blackhawks home game. So the fact that Soderblom maybe didn't get into that, considering his game was relatively good, is probably a bit surprising. But usually the reason for something like that is because the home team is choosing the 3 stars of the game. But yeah, I mean, not too much else to say other than, Willman's impressive debut from call up. He was called up from the AHL, I think, yesterday, straight into the lineup today, and his performance was quite strong. But yeah, I mean, look, hopefully Jack Hughes is back for the next time that these two meet, and hopefully Nico Heesh is back too, because that'll be three. Well, if throw Taylor Hall in it, that'll be four first overalls playing on the same night. So yeah, that'd be absolutely incredible to see. So yeah, hopefully Jack Hughes can get back for the next game, and yeah, that's all for the Devils in
Yeah,
Chicago, I believe.
yeah, that wraps up the Devils and Blackhawks, ending 4-2 in regulation. We have now moving on to Vegas versus Anaheim. Played an hour behind the first game. Starting off first period, we have Vegas scoring, Barbashov from Eichel, an absolutely beautiful pass from Eichel there. And then at 13:34, two penalties to go 4-4. Uh, Carrier gets tripping from to Henrique, and Henrique interferes against Carrier. So they go on 4-4 there. Honestly, some really good play in this game, 4-4. I think it's probably because of the small rinks that it works best than 5-5. But that was it for the first period. Moving on to the second, we have Carrick tripping against Barbashev. 6 minutes later, Mintyukov gets a holding against Amadio. Amadio, oh my god, these names. And then immediately, pretty much after that, Stone gets a tripping from Carrick. So now it goes on to 4-4. Like I said, good 4-4 games today. Goal pretty much 20 seconds later with Eichel. Um, Absolutely beautiful power move in the middle of the ice, and then the shot was filthy to say the least. Theodore and McNabb getting the assist there, and then Pakal gets an interference against Carrick at the end of the period. Going into the third, we have Anaheim on the power play from that penalty at the end of the second. Henrique with an assist from Fowler and Vetrano. Broken play, just a fling on net after a couple of ricochets in the slot, and it just finds its way in. Then Anaheim, too many men on the ice against. Then Carrick scores at 10:55 to even it up. Another beautiful goal. Minyokov with the assist. Lyubushkin interferes pretty much what's that 12 seconds later against Carrier. So a few penalties in this game. 5 minutes later, we have Anaheim taking the lead. McTavish with another broken play, Vetrano and Labushkin with the assists. And then to seal it, Carrick gets his second with an empty net. That was absolutely crazy empty net in the way that the puck went in, just found its way off the post. And Sam Carrick's first goal was also just kind of handed it to him by Eichel with the whiff of the pass. So probably two broken plays and an absolute whiff in the defensive zone help Anaheim with the comeback. But it is what the fifth out of the 6 last wins that they've had. They've trailed in the third period, so the comeback kings are here, and they're very strong. 3 stars of the game: McTavish, Gibson, and Henrique. No surprise to see all Anaheim there. Obviously, Gibson had an amazing game, .938 save percentage. Thompson still, honestly, had a really good game, though the stats don't look like it with a .864. The goals really went on him. And just a few notes there just for the game. Anaheim and Vegas's 20-game no loss in regulation during the regular season streak. So pretty weird that Anaheim of all teams, you probably would have low odds on that at the start of that streak, but here we are. The stat I just mentioned earlier, and then just another other thing I mentioned earlier about the 2 broken plays, then the Eichel fan.
Well, the thing with that broken play, right? Like that Sam Carrick one with Eichel where he fans on the pass. That was they broke that play up in the first place to almost like that pass goes and they're on a breakaway.
Yep.
And then he fans on that shot and Anaheim go back and level the game. So it was almost like, they broke the play up in the first place. The Ducks turned the puck over to Eichel and Vegas. And if they make that pass, they're probably 3-1 up. And it's potentially a different story, potentially game over. So it was an interesting play, that one. I thought, Anaheim turn it over for the Vegas Golden Knights to turn it over and the Ducks to score. It was just, yeah, it could have gone any way.
Yeah, mixed bag by the Eichel. I guess it's
Yeah.
a certain type of hat trick. You get a beautiful assist, a beautiful goal, then a horrendous turnover in the defensive zone. So it's an Eichel hat trick, I guess we can say.
I was gonna say, I'm sure there's a hat trick out there for something like that, right? There's so many hat tricks out there these days that I'm sure that's got to be covered. And if not, we can call it the Eichel.
I guess the other noteworthy thing here is just a couple big hits in the game, but one of the bigger hits was at 2:53. I think it was left in the period. Carrick hit on Colasar, absolutely huge hit, absolutely huge, and open ice hit as well. I just thought I'd note that because it is good to see some clean open ice hits. Just stats: shots on goal ended up 32-23. Power plays, Anaheim was the only one to score in the power play, just one there. Hits pretty even, 13-10 in favor of Vegas, and blocks pretty even there as well, 16-14 in favor of Vegas. So besides the shots, it was all pretty much neck and neck, and the power play that helped start the run is probably the one that got it done there for Anaheim. Helped really build that momentum. So Braden there at the end of the second probably costing a little bit big for that interference. But yeah, that pretty
You
much.
never want to give a penalty away in the last minute before the period's out. Like it
Well,
doesn't
they have
matter what period
too
is.
much time to strategize about what they're going to do, and like I know it's a broken play in sorts, but they probably would have talked about it at least, and it works
On the
for them,
back foot.
and it starts the momentum, and another comeback win. People are now. I don't think you can be sleeping on Anaheim. They've proven themselves. They're going on a good run here, so definitely moving up in the power rankings. A little bit of a slip for Vegas, and New Jersey side, not much to say there as well. Expected result, even with the injuries. All in all, really good day. Both scores at 4-2 as well. So
Really good games. They were
really
quite
good
entertaining games.
Like
Yeah, I was
worthy
gonna
to watch.
say.
So
Yeah, like I think every goal in the Vegas Anaheim game was entertaining. Even the empty netter was entertaining. Like that was just he's just got a little bit on it to sort of push it to the end, and you just watch it trickle and just casually get there and then nick in off post. Like every single goal in that game was entertaining, and I thought the Devils versus Chicago was also quite entertaining, even though there was a big patch there where the Devils sort of just looked like they were going to walk away with the game, but Chicago came back quite well in that last 5 minutes. So yeah, two great games. It's
All
what you
right.
want to see.
Well, that wraps it up for today. Only the two games on the 5th here. And as we can see, the Devils and Anaheim coming out with the results. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of the games and who do you think will be winning next week. Not next week, tomorrow. We have games tomorrow, but it is fun. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. But till next time, we'll catch you guys.
Later, guys.